Hey there, record-loving friends and motorcycle-loving friends and 360-degree camera-loving friends. It's your old pal Brian here from Tokyo Record Style. It's Thursday night, and I'm just driving home and gonna enjoy a little motorcycle ride. It's been so hot, and it rained this afternoon. It really cooled down, and it's nice. It's almost even like you could have a long sleeve. It's nice. It was so hot the last couple of days, but it's really nice. And these live streams are always a little bit of a crapshoot. Here's an 86. Did you guys see that? There's the tofu delivery car. We just drove past it. So I have people say to me, oh, I really love these 360 streams. And I like doing them. I kind of feel like they're, I don't want to say like throwaways, but they're like, they take very little effort because I'm just driving home. And I don't know, something about, like I do a similar thing from the car in the mornings for Tokyo Record Style homies, the people who have contributed to Tokyo Record Style in some way. And I try to be a little mindful and a little intentional and a little bit planned out on those live streams. I use the car as like a studio because it's actually like a great place to make videos. The sound quality is excellent. I don't have a bunch of distractions, and it just works well. I just, every morning I have to take the kids to school, and I have this like hour of time to kill, and so it's turned into like a daily, almost like journal entry. It's a daily blog, and I know that those guys and the crew who's gathering over there, I think that it's sort of like they call it the afternoon cigarette break, a couple of them. And in the same sense that I guess you kind of get in the routine of like waking up every morning and listening to your radio show, somehow like that stream has served a sort of daily habitual for the people who are hanging out there. But every time I do one of these 360 streams, I get a couple of people telling me I really love these streams. Not a lot, but because I can't imagine it, it's somewhat dizzying. I'm using the 360 Insta X5, and it's a 365-degree camera, and I have it on a telescoping monopole that's shooting out of my backpack right now. And you can use your cursor or your finger or your mouse and on your device, and you can change the angle of view to wherever you like, and you can look behind me or look in front of me, and you can look at any angle you want. And but unfortunately you can't interact with me in the chat because I can't see the chat, because the device, which maybe you can see on the front of my motorcycle, is busy managing the stream. So, but if you'd like to, you can leave a chat and I'll read it later. And you can also leave a comment on the video, like in the comments area, not the chat, but the comments area. And you can also send me a DM on Instagram, and I think it should pop up as a notification on my phone. So if you DM me on Instagram at Tokyo Record Style, I'll repeat this a little later, and you want to say hello, you can DM me and it'll pop up on my screen as a notification, and I might be able to see it. I'm rolling through Hiroo right now. Hiroo, Hiroo. It has like two O's at the end. Hiroo. People just say Hiroo, but if you want to pronounce it correctly, it's Hiroo. And it's kind of known as a little bit of an international part of town. There's some embassies and some international schools and lots of international kind of restaurants, and National Azabu, or the, what do they call it? National Supermarket is over here. And it's traditionally been a, I think less so these days than maybe at one point in time, but it's, because the national market is over here and because there's embassies around here, it was known as a place that attracted a lot of foreigners. It's like the best Mexican place in town is here, the best Indian place in town, arguably. There's good pizza, there's good Italian, there's good like little cafes. And when I first came to Japan 20 years ago, it definitely had a Western vibe to it. There's Blue Bottle that just opened up. But I gotta say, like all of these, and everywhere, you know, a little bit. There's a little dog place over here on the right, a little, and in Japan, or and any pet, if you, I'm sure you can get, you know, mutts, but I don't know. I don't think you can actually. I don't know. There's not people like, I've never heard of like my friends saying, hey, at least 1,000 have backyard, you know, your dog to run. You're in the constantly clean. There are no outside cats. I don't, certainly not. Not cat. I only see like main. Up the road, the Italian embassy's up the road. I bet these are embassy folks. Look like Germans to me. And here on my right is the national market. And if you want, I mean, they have like, you know, like peanut butter and eggnog and, you know, jalapenos and I don't know, just things that you are a little bit harder to find in Japanese supermarkets. This is the German embassy on my right. It's quite a prominent embassy. I don't have any idea where I'm going right now. I don't know what the plan is. I'm just gonna drive around and maybe explore some part of the city. I'd say I've covered probably, I don't know, I'm gonna guess like 50% of the city. I know maybe more. Maybe I know like, I don't know, that's not to say like every street, but every kind of town that has a name that's in a book, you know, here's some embassies. What's this one? There's the embassy of Finland. And there's the embassy of Pakistan. Wow, cool. Finland and Pakistan. What I know most of, wow, look at these places. That's another embassy. What is that? Sometimes they'll be like this. They'll be like a little house. and it's like hardly an embassy. This is the embassy of Palestine. Wow. Wow, interesting. It's a new building. Wow, that's pretty cool. Can you guys see that? That's the embassy of Palestine. That's kind of, wow, that's pretty interesting. Some of these other, so yeah, sometimes there'll be like flats inside a mansion, like they call these like mansions, like they're like condominiums or townhouses or something, and they'll have like, some of the smaller embassies will be in some of these. Let's go this way. I have no idea where we are. But when you see these kind of like gates and plaques, sometimes you'll stumble upon an embassy. I think I've been to a party around here once. Wow, this is like deep in a neighborhood. I don't know where we are. Whoa, this is a big hill. Whoa, it's a dead end. Can I go through here? I don't think I can. I could, but I'm gonna get in trouble. Okay, I've reached the dead end. That's a big old hill. I didn't see a sign that said dead end. We'll go back. This is Azabu. This is kind of like considered posh, pretty posh, like Hosono and Sakamoto are from around here. This is like where they grew up. Whoa, that's a cool house. Moto Azabu. Yeah, these are like rich boys neighborhood, but like city folk. Yeah, these are like gajillionaires. Maybe that now. But there's even more posh areas of Tokyo. There's like Denen Chofu is famous for being very posh. I think kind of the richest, but I think the people who are, wow, I've never been around here. Is this another dead end? Oh, here we go. Oh my God, it's another dead end. How do you get out of here? It's only, oh, maybe you have to know the way. You have to go the wrong way down in these one-way streets. Interesting. Wow, this is crazy. Okay, this way. You just gotta go back out the way you came. Interesting. Deep neighborhood. I wonder what this building on my right is. That's gotta be something important. Okay, we can go forward. Maybe that's our way out of here. Oh wait, we can go this way. Oh, that's the Finland embassy. We came this way. All right, I'm pretty turned around. We'll go right. Okay, embassy of Palestine and Finland. That was interesting. I mean, you have to assume if there's 200 countries in the world, do they all have embassies in Tokyo? I bet they do. I bet 90% of them do. This is a crazy building on my right. I forget what it is, but I gotta go find out what that place is. I brought you this way before. I think last time we went right. This time let's go left. Left takes us to Aoyama, I'm pretty sure, and the Aoyama Cemetery, and also the Blue Note, Tokyo. fun to go down one of those streets. Probably a dead end. What's that place? Tokyo Lawn Tennis Club. Oh, these are embassies. There's guards out front. This building right here, my homies built this building. This little tiny one. It's one of their very, very first buildings in Tokyo. Oh, that was loud. Oh, here's the Chinese embassy. There should be a lot of guards around here. I see some police across the street. Here's the Portuguese embassy as well. Portuguese embassy is like a office building on my left. We just drove past. And that's the Chinese embassy on the right. It's like a giant compound. It's all of this stuff. That's it right there. I've been to China a few times, and every time you go, you have to get a visa. Americans have to get a visa, and I have to go there to get my Chinese visa. It'd be interesting to like have an embassy job. It's funny, the American embassy is it's like a little slice of America. It's so crazy. Like everybody in there, like it's like the post office. You're at the counter and they just ignore you. And it's like oh, it's like right when you step up to the counter, it's their like break time. They like shut the window on you. It's just like the post office or something. It feels like just totally inefficient, and I don't know, something about it, like nobody's taking their job that seriously, and definitely like not even like a Japan convenience store vibe at all. This is the Roppongi Hills complex. This was like nothing a couple of years before I arrived here in Japan. This got built in 2004, or it got completed in 2004. So it's just celebrated its 20th year, but it's the giant Roppongi Hills building and the Mori Roppongi Hills, and these mansion towers and super giant shopping and office complex. Google was here, and they've moved. Google's since moved, but YouTube was here, and you can see like Gucci and Louis Vuitton and all the posh places. And that's the building in front of me, off there in the distance. That's the new tallest tower in Tokyo, in all of Japan, I think. That's the Mori, what's it called? Azabudai Hills. This is Roppongi Hills, and that's Azabudai Hills. And that was another giant complex, and I think it exceeded the tallest building in Japan, which the Landmark Tower in Yokohama, I think, held the record for like 30 years. Maybe? I can't remember. I think Roppongi Hills had it for a little while. But I know Landmark must have been built after. Oh, I can go this. I've never been this way. What's this way? Oh, there's something weird in this neighborhood. There's like I don't know, is this it? Yeah, there's something. Whoa, what's this? Oh man, I went to a restaurant here. I gotta tell you where it is. Hold on. I gotta tell you about this place. Is it on this street? I feel like it's on this street somewhere. Wow, this is a crazy street. Oh, this goes up to Roppongi. All right, I know where we are. And I guess it wasn't this street. Whoa, that's a cool little bar. Wow, I've never come from this way before. Cafe on my right. We can just drive kind of past it. Can we? Maybe we can't. I know we can't. The Rock Shop. Remember how huge Hard Rock Cafe was? Let's go this way. There's Roppongi behind us. We'll go by Tokyo Tower. There's Tokyo Tower right in front of me. This is a really cool complex, what's it called? Axis. Lots of cool galleries, and there goes the Mario Kart. There's the Ferrari dealership. And here's Azabudubai Hills, the tallest building in Japan. It's not that tall. They don't build huge towers in Japan. They can't because of the earthquakes. Oh, Tokyo Tower just changed. It was red and now it's all lit up. Yeah, Azabudubai Hills. It is pretty huge. It's probably like 60 or 70 stories. But you think like New York City has like 100-story buildings, and I think the Burj is like 180 stories. So this is a cool building on the right, Noah. This is really interesting brick building. And then here's a cool church on the left, and then the Russian embassy is right here on the right. Or no, wait, did we already pass it? What? Maybe we, we passed it already. Okay, so Tokyo Tower is all, what's the occasion? They'll have a different reason for it to light up a different way, you know, for Bastille Day, it'll be lit up red, white, and blue, or for 4th of July, or for Japan, you know, Ocean Day, it'll be blue, or something like this. They'll make it different colors, but it's pretty cool. It's our big, beautiful Tokyo Tower landmark. Norwegian embassy on the left here. Here's like the Mario Karts. I've climbed up Tokyo. I've been to the top of Tokyo many times. It's pretty cool. And you can use your, again, you can use your cursor to like look around, and it's pretty cool. I've actually, yeah, I've been up the elevator a bunch of times, and I've climbed the stairs a bunch of times. Where we go swimming in the summertime. They have a nice pool that's sort of open to the public, sort of. And you have to get a ticket, and I don't know how you get the ticket, but I get the ticket and I go there, and it's kind of like hanging out at like Hills Hotel. There's like people who live there, and it's like another Mori. Mori is a huge developer here in Tokyo. And from the top of it, you can have like dinner at a lot of the restaurants, and they have like spectacular views of Tokyo Tower. It's like a great date night. So if you're just tuning in, welcome to my 360-degree stream. I'm Brian, and this is Tokyo Record Style. And normally I talk about music and records, but I also talk about Tokyo and about records and style as well. I like to talk about style. I met a cool, interesting character last night named Yo OG. I did a vox pop. I was out on the streets of Shimokizawa interviewing just passersby, and I met an interesting character from Brooklyn who had some really cool, nice style. But I'm into motorcycles too, and I kind of grew up on motorcycles, and they're kind of my gateway to Tokyo. The very first night that I came to Japan, well, I think it was actually the second night that I was here, I met these two characters on the streets of Azabu, actually where we just were, and I wanted to go to a place, and I ended up going to the wrong place, and it ended up being this serendipitous mistake because I met these just two random dudes who kind of were like me. They were like Japanese versions of me. This is 22 years ago. And we got on the topic of motorcycles after we talked about Nirvana and the war in Iraq and America and Japan. And we eventually, got to talking about motorcycles. And it turns out that these two guys were motorcycle heads. And I told them, oh, I'm a motorcycle guy too. And I just sold my motorcycle in America, but I had a motorcycle in America up until a couple of weeks ago, actually. And I was telling them, oh yeah, I got a motorcycle back home. And they said, do you have a license? Can you drive? I said, yeah. And they said, can you really drive? Can you oh, it's changing colors, Tokyo Tower. I can see it in the mirror of these buildings. Now it's green and it's changing colors. That's cool. So next thing I know, I'm on a motorcycle driving around on a Saturday night around the same streets that I'm taking you right now. And had this magical week with these two guys who I just made instant best buds with. And then I left Japan and went on and traveled around for about a year around Asia. And when my money eventually ran out, I wondered how I was going to be able to stay here. I didn't really want to go back to America. I just wanted to stay in Asia somewhere. And I didn't think I'd be able to survive in anywhere else really except Japan. I already had these friends here. Are you honking at me, dude? You want to pass me? Who's honking at me? Maybe nobody's honking at me. I'm imagining things. Anyway, I ended up, one of the guys was Taku was like, hey, let's trade places. You can take over my apartment. You can have my music and my TV and my stereo, and you can have all my shit, and you can have my motorcycle, and I'll teach you how to operate the rice cooker and the washing machine, and you just gotta stick the rent in the door of downstairs at the landlord's place, which it is $500 a month. And I was like, oh my God, maybe I can do it. And so as soon as I landed back in Japan, oh, this is where I work here a lot. I didn't even realize I was right here. I don't work here, but I host events in this building. Morty, this is the core. Actually, I hosted my last event there. It's done. But I hosted probably at least 40 events there. 40 giant events with hundreds of people at each event. It was really fun and hard and a lot of memories there. Yeah, so anyway, motorcycles have always been part of my story here in Japan. And yeah, I just was kind of reintroducing myself. Oh, wow, it's closed. Yep, our little club is closed. They're redoing it. Bangkok Bank. Very interesting. Yeah, so the channel is really about music and about, I guess it's just really about whatever I want to talk about. I'm not very good about staying in one lane. I'm kind of all over the place, and for better or worse, this is just what it is. And so I guess I'm going to do these maybe more frequently. I don't know. If people like them, I'm going to keep doing them. I keep getting these comments that people say, oh, I really dig them. So, and it's just an interesting, you know, way to like end the day and just go for a little cruise, and also like practice some broadcasting chops, and also just keep tabs on what's being built in the city, and you know, learn your way around more. I think I've been really lucky that I've been above ground for all my time in Tokyo. Well, there was some years that I didn't have a motorcycle. When Taku came back and he got his motorcycle back, I didn't have a motorcycle for a good 5 years. That's where, like, right when my babies were born, and then eventually I got another one, and yeah, now I have two. I have another bike that's getting worked on right now. And I'm nearly finished with it. I still have a long ways to go, but it's like, I can see the end. I can envision the direction we're headed with it. And I'm really excited about it. So yeah, again, like I'm streaming on the 360 camera, and you can use your cursor or you can use your mouse to navigate the perspective of view any way you like. Something big is going to get built here. This is the old, this is an important old hotel. This is, Frank Lloyd Wright is closely connected to this hotel. And what is it called? I forget the name of it. But a very interesting hotel, and they tragically tore down like a lot of Frank Lloyd Wright's original designs, but they preserved a lot of it as well, and they've kind of reconfigured it, and you can go in there and check it out. What's it called? I forget what it's called, but it's really nice. Let's go to Ginza. So here to my right is the Peninsula Hotel. It's a very posh, very, very, very posh hotel. And to my left here is the Hibiya in Hibiya Koen, where Fish played forever ago. And the Foreign Correspondence Club is here. And this is where the great, what do they call it? The occupied forces sort of ran Japan for a handful of years. They called it like, never quite remember the name, what is it called? GHQ, like government headquarters. GHQ, something like that. And you can see off there to the left the illuminated fortress, the wall, the outer wall of the outer moat, or the inner wall, I guess you might say, of the outer moat of the Imperial Palace. And yeah, this is kind of like some of the oldest parts of Tokyo. This is Ginza. Ginza was the terminus of the first subway in Tokyo. So the first subway in Tokyo went from Asakusa, which is like real downtown, the really very first part of Tokyo, and then it ended here. So this was kind of the extent of the city at one point, sort of. And yeah, we're rolling up here on Ginza, and this is that's the peninsula, but over here is the Hankyu department store. And the Yurakucho. And the Shinkansen is going, there's some train, and then behind it is the Shinkansen. I'll try to slow down, maybe you can see it, maybe not. Maybe if I drive through and you turn around and look behind me, oh, I think it already passed. Yeah, but the bullet train, that's probably already gone, yeah. Oh, no, there it is. If you turn around, you can see it behind me. And this highway is an interesting highway. They just got, it's been decommissioned, and they're gonna start having, like, they're gonna turn it into like a high line. And this is Sony, and